King's College and the one at Abudo Junior. And they further allege that those who are arrested are given machetes to hold for staged photographs intended to falsely implicate them as criminals. Now, that is a very serious allegation. They also claim that individuals who refuse to participate in that scheme are subjected to torture. Now, they go ahead and call upon residents of Nakasozi to gather and protest at Abudo Junior Police against what they describe as injustice against innocent civilians. So as Uganda Police Force, we take these allegations very serious. So we launched an investigation into that matter. Although so far what we have found out is that these two individuals are not known in that area because we have contacted all relevant authorities, local council, and they say they do not know these two people. Neither had they come into contact with these kind of allegations. And of course, this comes against the background that similar allegations have been made before by individuals, especially on social media platforms, who usually are looking for content. Yeah, somebody wants to be famous, known, followed by very many people on social media. So he chooses an alarming subject. And the thing they have found easy to channel their interests has been security. Now, of course, security is a very delicate matter. Now, if found that these people were simply looking for fame, now this would be extremely irresponsible and subversive. But we shall not draw conclusions. The allegations shall be investigated, and we shall take appropriate action. If we find them to be a lie, we shall take action. If we find them to be correct, we shall still take action. Now, the message I came with today is, if it is for purposes of simply becoming famous, and you play with security in such a manner, you know that it is risky on your
bwe babatuusa ku poliisi babafulumya ne bayingiza munda ne bajjayo amajambiya ku poliisi y'e Nakasozi Buddo. Abaserikale bajjayo amajambiya ne bagakwasa abavubuka bano ne babakuba ebifaananyi. Bwe bamala okukuba ekifaananyi ng'okutta ejjambiya nga bakutanga ogenda. Singa bakukwasa ejjambiya n'ogaana ogikwata, bantu bange nga bakuyingiza mu kasenge nga batandika okutulugunya.
Videos by some reckless nobodies. But on the other side, as security, we don't take their messages lightly, because there might be some organized people behind them trying to send either political messages or actually real criminal. This could be some kind of reverse psychology at play. Anything is possible, but what we are warning is should we find anybody behind this, if we find these allegations false and intended to be alarmist, some people are going to really answer. And that's the message I would like to pass on. Thank you. The other issue is, you will recall that last year we had an inferno in Chigoa, that is along Bombo Road, Chigogwa, and we lost a number of people when a fuel truck lost control, overturned and caught fire. Now similarly, on 9th February, just yesterday, we had an incident in Busowa, Bujiri, where residents gathered after a vehicle had lost control and overturned the fuel tanker. Now we have photos, although those ones have not shared them here, but we are going to share them on our social media platforms. People carrying jerry cans. It is not so long ago before we lost people. Now we have photos where people are carrying jerry cans, again to go and siphon fuel. Now, as usual, we shall always take this responsibility of making sure that we inform people using these media platforms. Probably these are among those very many who have not yet known the dangers associated with carrying jerry cans to a vehicle spilling fuel after an accident. So you will be seeing these photos. Now we urge the public seriously to avoid this dangerous practice. Of course, as a police, we find it difficult to always prevent it up front, because these vehicles drop where citizens stay. So usually these citizens are the first to arrive at the scenes of accidents. Now, when we come as second responders, at times we find when an incident has already occurred. So we call upon all leaders that this message should be taken seriously. The tendency of people rushing with jerry cans to scoop fuel after an accident seems to be persistent. Similarly, want to share with you that today morning at around midnight, midnight, in Jinja City, fire blazed a garage stroke carpentry with many workshops on Spire Road, that is in Spire Road Cell, Jinja Central Ward, Jinja Southern Division. The workshops belonged to one Nanabi Stephen, and a lot of property was lost, but police managed to come and put out the fire with the help of fire equipment from Nile Agro, Tasco, and Nile Breweries factories. This one comes at against the background that we have been sharing information here, and I remember I even repeated it some few weeks ago, that people need to get fire fighting equipment for emergency use. Our experience as Uganda Police, fire begins small. Now, like this one, we have already begun our investigations, but our our clues are centering on an electric circuit. Now, some of these fires can be fought in their infant stages or contained as the big firefighting equipment comes in. Now, our preliminary assessment shows that there was no firefighting equipment on site. And this is a place where millions were lost. Now, what happened is that other production units are the ones now which came along with the police to put out a fire. We have warned before that these fires are unpredictable. Anything is possible. I still repeat the same, that let's have emergency firefighting equipment on site. Incidentally, we lost one life of a male adult in this inferno. The other issue I wish to share, this one is of an operational nature, where the army and the police carried out an operation on 6th and 7th in the area of Chaliwajala, that is in Chaliwajala B, Nabwojo. They also carried out operations in Bweyogerere, Kasubi, in Chireka, Nalia, and Chiratax Park, where they netted 65 suspects. These operations are still going on, and we shall be always updating you. We have these operations every week to ensure that, because some of these fellows park in areas which are identified, and our LOCs and other area leaders have been of use to us. We shall continue with these operations. When we find those who are innocent, we let them go free if there are no substantive allegations that can stand in their arrest. But these operations have helped us. And then secondly, one of the biggest challenges we are finding, most of these people we arrest are usually young and smoking marijuana. So like the way we said it some few weeks ago, we need to pay very close attention to the problem of drug use in youths. We also discovered a body of a young girl in Wakiso district at a dump site. Of course, we are carrying out allegations. That was on the 9th of February, just a few days ago. It was discovered in Nambaziza Cell, Chengera Town Council, Nabaziza. Now, we call upon, because this body, unless maybe Kampala Metropolitan, if you have the latest, but the latest I heard was the body has not yet been identified. It is for a juvenile estimated between 4 and 7 years. So we found it necessary to inform the general public. There might be somebody out there who has or who has reported a missing child. We as police conveyed the body to the city morgue, or the what you call the city mortuary. The march by PLU. PLU submitted a notification and a stroke request to Uganda Police Force to be secured and to be guided in their activity, and they were granted permission. And the little information, of course, I have is I think they are not particularly matching to Parliament, but to Katikati. That is the information I have. So they were granted permission, and they were also given guidance. What I can say, the factors that are usually considered is as long as there are guarantees that a procession is going to be peaceful, there are guarantees of non-hooliganistic tendencies. I think, being that it is an enshrined right, there can be collaborative arrangements between the security forces or the security and the organizers to have it done, and done in a peaceful way. So I suppose these are the issues that were considered. Thank you. The issue of the fuel drivers, Jude raised the issue of fuel drivers not taking care of their trucks in a number of ways. Maybe to answer you. One, I know that these drivers, it is true, sometimes also exercise negligence. Negligence in the sense that, first, when the accident occurs, they do not really do much enough to prevent their either bringing it to the attention of traffic. There are also certain marks that you are supposed to put around an accident vehicle, which some of them they do not. Now, besides that, Jude has also raised the issue of them selling fuel to these fellows who do roadside siphoning. Now, that vice is common, and as police, we certainly are going to look into it, where you find people with small jerrycans siphoning fuel of vehicles making return journeys. So this is a matter I would prefer against them. At the moment, we cannot prefer any offense against them because we do not want to first treat them as accused persons. And actually, the files we have opened are open inquiry files, which we usually call GEFs, General Inquiry Files, where we do not particularly center on anybody as an accused person. I was communicating that in the event that we find that these were fabricated allegations, they must be ready to answer wherever they are. The world these days is small. If you hide in Qatar and you think you cannot be extradited, no, you can. Until you realize that you are here is when you discover that actually today the global security network is narrow and interconnected. Two is that we want to warn people, because if these ones make content and become known and famous, some gullible fellow is also going to follow the same, and we shall go and fish him from one of these arcades with so many laptops. They're always there, concocting all sorts of videos. So we usually warn them that do not misuse electronic platforms. And I think I should use the same to answer one of you who was asking whether we have the capacity. Yes, we have the capacity. We have, police has capabilities developed enough to fight cyber crime. that one take it. Somebody raised an issue about jam in Busega and the associated crime. Yes, I wish to use this as information and convey it to the relevant commanders for action. I know we have been doing some operations, and I think I've come here before to relay that information, but we shall still do it because it is true at times we have inconveniences from some criminals along Busega and that entire stretch. So I will treat this as information which we shall act upon. Lastly is also there was a video. Actually, this one was not a video, but I think there were photos of a former police officer called Samuel, is it Ebwang, who, according to the photo and the wording attached to that photo, he converted himself, or somebody converted him into a woman. Because I may say he converted himself and tomorrow he says I am not the one who did it. So, but the allegation is that he was converted into a female. When he was last year, he was a male. Now, with certainty, I can confirm that he deserted, because he did not submit his resignation letter. He did not apply to get out of the police force. He is a deserter. Now, those allegations as to whether he's now female or male, the last I remember he was a male. Until when we arrest him on allegations of desertion and establish his gender. I thank you. Yes. Yes, Becca.
There is a police officer who is said to be masquerading as an official from the areas of agency, and has been extorting money for carrying on construction in the wetlands. So I don't know if you have anything about him, any updates.
Could you be knowing his name?
I may find out the name.
Okay. If I was to speak directly into what you have alleged, if he's masquerading as a police officer, the Alex I know is a police officer. He works with NEMA, with environment police. Now, if he has acted in any manner in contravention of the service code or the police standing orders, now that one I would suggest that whoever has those allegations against him, bring them forward to the relevant authorities. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't want to discuss the details of the officer to either his unfairly to his detriment, or also to support him and cover up for his transgressions against the service code. So I would be more comfortable if those allegations are brought into actionable information. Yes, sir.
Then another one. Have you gotten any updates about the vehicles that we are stolen there in Victoria?
Somebody made an allegation, and I remember we gave a feedback that yes, and I think they were saying motorcycles. But when a vehicle is stolen, we embark on a tracking exercise. At the moment, that one needs information as to whether the tracking exercise has yielded results yet or not. I think you need to give us time on that one. Yes. I think let me take that one as homework. But lastly, I would like to inform you, because that one, there's a video also which was running viral about 2 teachers who were caning a student mercilessly. I think most of you saw that video. We want to tell you that we have taken on that matter. We sent our teams on ground. The teachers are on the run, but we shall get them. Now, that one was in Ntungamo, but the message we would wish to give here is the message to teachers out there. Do not win yourself space in jail over reckless conduct. Corporal punishment was outlawed. There was a time when people would earn themselves corporal punishment. But you know that that is now a matter of the past.